But first off, I'm going to show you some of the sounds. So you're walking in the woods, in the summer, or in the middle of the spring, and you hear a which is the wood frog. And you hear a whole bunch of them. And then later on, that's a little later on, maybe even before that, rewind a little bit, and you hear the, which is a spring peeper, the first ones to come out. Then you get your chorus frogs, which are the, we're at max volume on this. Anyway, so you get that.
Maybe put it on the bench here.
I don't want to blow you away.
Oh, you'll be fine. You're good.
Okay, put your earmuffs on. Then you get your toads, which you have 3 species of toads, which is Canadian, and the American, and the Great Plains toad. The Great Plains toad is not in this area. As far as I know, the American toad is for sure, but I don't know if the Canadian toad's in this area. But they're basically the same kind of sound, similar, which is this is the Canadian is a little lower than the American toad. It's a and then the American toad is a higher pitch, and then the Great Plains is even higher. It's a Carmen, do you have my water?
Here, this is fresh.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I feel like Jack Black asking for hydration during the middle of the show. That's the thing about beatboxing and music is that and singing, you have to have hydration in your mouth. You have to have saliva. Anyway, so then you fast forward a little bit. What's the biggest frog in Minnesota? Does anybody know? Any of the kids know?
Toad?
Oh, close, but it's actually toads are different than frogs. It's like an animal. There's a name. Do you know?
Why you tell us about tadpoles?
Tadpoles. That may be another discussion. I love tadpoles too. What?
Bullfrog.
Very good. Okay, so you. What's your name?
Bailey?
Bailey? Okay. Bailey, in October, when we go in there, you guys get a little rubber band, like it's like these. You have one of those, and there's 4 colors. You can pick one out each. Okay. So the bullfrog. So that one is it's bull frog. It's like a bellow of a bull, and it's like. And that's actually my favorite frog in the entire world, pretty much. But I love frogs in general. But if you want to learn a few sounds, I can actually show you some sounds. And we're going to shift over into the tent. So first off, I'll leave you with a little bit of a beat with some animals in it. So. Cope's great tree frog, spring peeper, bullfrog, that's just a scratch. So thank you guys. I'm so excited that everybody came out here. It's cool that you got some kids, and guess what? I have an activity that I might need some help with too. So, and then there might be an incentive after that as well. So let's shift over. So basically, I hit the back away from the mic. So the pamphlet that I gave everybody, there was 20 of them, so I hope that everybody has a chance to look at them. But there's material for beatbox lessons. There's actually little tutorials in that little. The written tutorials. The little bookmark, or it's like a business card. You can use it as a bookmark in whatever you want, and that's free. And then you can go to, that's actually my YouTube channel and this book that I have available up here. But I actually have stuff I'll talk about in that. So first of all, I call it bridging the gap between human animals and machines, because animals make different language than we do. Oh my God! Hi guys. You want to sit behind me or in front of me so you can see me? Okay. All right. That's a comfortable chair, isn't it? Okay. All right. So maybe I'll just have them help me. Okay. So bridging the gap is what I call this language tool called Beatbox. Bio is a prefix. Boxics is the beatboxing aspect. It's not typical beatboxing. It's not typical just making animal sounds, but the goal is to hopefully eventually communicate with animals. So you'll see at least 1 or 2 pages in, there is the 2 sounds at once book. I came up with that when I was 2012. I started crowing to crows, which is like a, and I love birds too. So I actually am working on tutorials on birds. But on my YouTube channel, there's tutorials on all the frogs, video tutorials. I have CD tutorials with written instructions up here for sale as well. But so I came up with the Beatbox, and I've really been working hard at trying to make it learnable over the last several years, in particular the last 6 months. So how many of everybody has ever tried to sing? That's a rhetorical question. Can you sing? You can get by? Okay. So if you can sing, that's also on the slides. If you can hum, how many people hum? Find yourself over humming? You're probably, are you a musician? Do you do music? Anything? Oh, okay. Maybe you might want to try. You got 2 of them going so far. And then if you can gargling, that's when you're doing the mouthwash. Well, you can actually control that, and that's called the uvula. That dangly down part in the back of the throat, the scientific term is the uvula. And the uvula is actually used heavily in what I call bioboxics. It's a bio-linguistic thing. So it's basically being able to learn to be able to do sounds with your voice mimicking animals. And we don't speak the same language as they do, and we use different concepts in our thoughts. But we can definitely, with our larynx, learn to do things that animals can do. And so when I say, can you hum, can you whistle, can you gargle, it's called bio-whistling, bio-humming, bio-gargling. It's the same as bioboxics. It's what you do with your hum and your whistle to emulate the animals. So basically, the
You guys, when she goes to with your parents.
kind of distract you guys. Okay. Anyway, so basically, you know, they say that, oh, I can't sing. Has anybody ever been like, oh, I can't sing, or oh, I can't beatbox? You know, there's a lot of misconceptions. You know, when I had a teacher in music class tell me, they said, there is really nobody that's totally tone deaf. You know, there's no bad singers. It's like there's no bad dogs, only bad masters. There's no bad singers, no bad hummers, no bad whistlers, just untrained. So the thing is, when you like something, whatever it is, even if it's not beatboxing, even if, you know, whatever it is, if you like to ride your bike, you're going to be good at riding bike. You know, so it takes practice, but you eventually pick up things and you get good at it. So basically, there's a couple tutorials written out on some of those sheets. I think the first one was the spring peeper, or was it the mink frog? They're very easy sounds. So I'll start with the spring peeper. The spring peeper is a whistle. It's basically just a whistle or a lip position, which would be like pre, like saying pre, P-R-E-E, or P-R-E, like pre. But you don't actually use the E, you just go, and it's a whistle. So you curve your tongue to do that. And let's have some of the kids or anybody anybody do just a simple whistle, like a. Okay, cool, I like that. All right. So it's basically the one note, and the basic idea is that you open and close your mouth to make the breathe. This is actually really cool because I could just create a whole biological track with everybody. See, basically that's how you do the spring peeper. The pitch is, to match the pitch of the animal, you have to adjust accordingly. And one thing, has anybody ever heard that wet your whistle? You know what you're talking about. He's a smart kid. Yeah, so wet your whistle, with beatboxing, like I just said, with begging for water, you have to actually hydrate. And I hear some percussion going on here too. That's very good. So the spring paper, basically everybody pretty much, you guys nailed that. That was awesome. It sounded like we were outside in a pond. It was so cool. Oh, that's encouraging. Anyway, so then the mink frog, which is kind of actually like a beatbox sound. It goes like it's kind of like a I would say rim shot, and it's basically saying huck, huck, or which is like saying the letter K, but with a little burst of air. So can anybody who's going to try go? Awesome. That's very good. Good job, guys. And now I would like actually a couple volunteers. I want to do a little experiment. Okay. You can come and you can come. All right. So I'll have three. So you, Bailey, your name? Okay. And then Grace, if you want to come up here. Luke, you can come up here. Let's make it. Is there anybody else who wants to? Okay. Okay. So what we're doing here is we're going to, actually, with the sounds that we just did. Who is whistling? Because there's so many people whistling. You did that.
I can do this.
Okay, that will work. That's like a Copescray tree frog. That's like a. Can you do that whistle? Okay. What's your favorite animal? The sound that you do.
Oh, the dolphin.
This guy is a bioboxer. Okay, so you know what? You did the mink frog really well. That sound. And that we can do that too. What can you do that? So I want to have you guys do. You can do the dolphin because that is biological, and you can do. Can you do a hiss? There are some snakes that hiss. All right, we'll have you do a hiss, and that is herpetology as well as the study of reptiles and amphibians. Okay, then you can do a ribbit, and then so everybody that's up here, Grace, October, Bailey, and Luke, do your sounds at once, but let's try to keep it not super loud. But can you do your dolphin? Very good, guys. Okay, so go ahead and you can have a. Well, you know what? We'll do bonus points today. October, go ahead. Everybody that was up here, Grace, Luke, pick out a color of wristbands if you want.
Again?
Yeah. Well, unless there's something else of intrinsic value or extrinsic value. Then I want to actually try to, I think there's one more tutorial, but should we try the bullfrog? Where are we at for time, guys? Is it my volume good and everything? Is it okay? All right. How are we on time? 121. Okay, so I could totally go for quite a while, but anyway, who wants to try and learn the bullfrog? Let's try and learn the bullfrog. Let's see if we can get a big bunch of bullfrogs going. Okay, that one is not written down. Okay, so it's a combination. Ooh, it sounds so much better when you're hydrated. Okay, so it's a combination of two things. Saying vroom, vroom, but also the gargle. So I want to see how many people can do a little bit of a gargle. So, okay. Very good. Now, you saw her tilt her head back. That's actually a trick to train your tongue. And that's actually how you make Chewbacca sound. Everybody probably knows who Chewbacca is. I'm too loud. But so that's a gargle. So, but you can actually raise your tongue up to touch it, and you can do that. So it's also I guess three things: a hum, in a low voice, vroom, vroom. So saying vroom, 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 and then you can do the gargle. There's two ways to do this. There are three actually, but the other one's a little more tricky. But you can do it with just going vroom, 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 like vroom, 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 and then you can actually do the gargle, which has that little oscillation. And oscillation is basically a fancy word for vibration. It's when something goes really fast. So try it when you have your mouth closed, kind of, but your lips are partly open. So it's like, I'll do it where you can see my face. I'm actually out of camera, dude. But it's like, and it actually kind of comes out the side of your mouth. But you're so everybody who wants to try it, go ahead and try it. Luke, if you want to try, that'd be cool too. Pretty good, guys. You guys are really awesome. I am so excited at how well you guys have done. Let's do a little looping. I'm gonna show you what is called a looping technology. And this is where I might need you guys to do the point down, point up, thing, because layering adds. But so this is a toad. And then we turn it up. Then we add our spring peeper, or let's just add the quack or the chuckle of a wood frog. As you can see, there's multiple layers. There's 2 layers actually. Then spring peeper. So that's kind of how you build a biological track. That's one of my favorite things to do with Bioboxics, but that's not necessarily the science side of it or the language side of it. It's more just the layering and music side of things. I have some material available. I do have a couple albums that are just beatboxing. They're kid friendly. And I have lessons as well, if people are interested. And I have my novel where I came up with the idea for Bioboxics. But thank you so much, guys, for being my crew. You guys were really, it was a collaborative effort, and that really made me happy. If anybody else wants to, as a perk, come up and grab one of these for a bookmark. I got tons of them, and then you can actually get free tutorials. I have a bunch of them on Bioboxics, as well as on tutorial on animal sounds. Mostly frogs right now from Minnesota. I have all 14, and it's on the 2 sounds at once. But anybody who wants to have one that doesn't have one can have a card as well. So thank you guys. I appreciate it.